Welcome to Cross Transformation. It's Maryam here, and in this video we want to explore how covert narcissists communicate. Do they really communicate? Covert or vulnerable narcissists make the famous statement known as, "I want my pace. All I want is pace." To them, pace is not to communicate. We hardly talk about stuff. We don't talk about anything. There is nothing to talk about because my peace is my number one priority. So it is very challenging and difficult to really get your point across, or to communicate what matters to you, or even to communicate your perspective, because if you happen to speak up for yourself, it's going to be considered as a form of argument. Why you're arguing with me? Their ego doesn't allow them to listen. You see, deep down, these guys are challenged by their own victim mentality. These guys are struggling deeply, meaning that every time you want to get your point across, pretty much you're targeting their ego. So how they communicate is pretty much no communication. Their communication style is, we don't communicate. Pretty much they don't talk about anything, and if you happen to talk about something, they'll take you to past experiences, the advantages that they offered you and how you couldn't appreciate it. Or they guilt trip you, or they manipulate you. I remember once I asked my narcissistic landlord about my fair share of the water. I literally inquired about how much I had to pay concerning water consumption. I was told that I was arguing with her, just simply clarifying how much I had to pay, considering that there were other tenants on the property. I was told that I was arguing. Then I was reminded of her grace and what she had offered me in the past, and the rent was cheap, and that I wasn't paying too much, that she's been so good to me, and she was trying to manipulate the situation by reminding me of her grace in the past. And as I was trying to set boundaries and saying, look, I just want to know, I just want to clarify, have you been paid by other tenants? Because from my perspective, that money needs to be taken into account. And I just want to know, how much do I need to pay, considering that other people are involved in the situation? And she said, well, you don't appreciate what I've done for you. This is what it is, and you keep arguing with me. I wasn't arguing. I was literally inquiring about my fair share of paying that money. You see how it works? Eventually, she took me around in circles. Oh, infinite circles. We couldn't even end that conversation. Finally, she said to me, well, you know what? Because of this conversation, I'm ending the lease. I said, what? She said, you can't stay here. You've got 3 weeks to vacate the property. You're gone. And I said to her, hang on a minute, I'm just inquiring about my fair share of paying money. That was a big thing to her. She couldn't handle it. Her ego wasn't allowing her to handle it. I was told that I was arguing. I was told that it was nonsense to make that phone call because she had done so much for me in the past. You see, manipulation, manipulation, manipulation. She was a vulnerable narcissist. She didn't look like it. And as part of the conversation, she brought up her own past experiences. I've been a single mother. I am receiving government assistance. I'm struggling. I don't have enough money. I'm not making enough money on this property. You see how unprofessional it was. She needed to act as a professional landlord, but she acted as a vulnerable narcissist who happened to be a single mom. So if you're dealing with a vulnerable narcissist, they don't want you to communicate. All they want is peace. That's what she said to me. I want my peace. I want my peace. If you stand up or speak up for yourself, it's going to be considered a form of argument. You're arguing with them. Back in time, she even said to me that she was going to call the police on me because there was no written agreement in place. So these guys can be quite nasty and abusive. So what you want to do is to make sure that you set your boundaries very clearly and speak your truth and stand up for yourself. Otherwise, they are very destructive. Hopefully you'll find this video helpful, guys. Take a deep breath in and breathe out. Keep shining your light. Look after your precious soul. Have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon.